Hey Aries, welcome to your reading. So as usual, we're going to be exploring the energies currently surrounding you and influencing you. I'm going to be channeling through the cards to gain insight into your situation and the guidance that Spirit has for you. So let's shuffle the cards and see what comes through. Reading. So at the very center of your reading, this gives us an overview and insight to your current situation. We have the Eight of Cups, which tells me that you're experiencing and currently in a situation where it's emotionally dissatisfying. So in some way it is no longer fulfilling you. So this can apply to many different scenarios. If it's your career, it could be a relationship. So whatever resonates and whatever's kind of at the forefront of your circumstances right now. Now, I feel like this is bringing up questions in you, doubts, fears. I see you asking yourself, am I going to have to leave this situation? Is this something that can or can't be resolved? It's kind of quite heavy energy, some sadness, some disappointment. And you may have already decided that yes, that you know you do need to walk away from this, or you might be in that kind of indecisive feeling like you don't want to, but kind of asking yourself the question, do I need to walk away from this because it's no longer fulfilling for me, it's no longer in alignment and feeding me? Because looking at past energies, we've got the Father of Wands, and I see this as being you, Aries, of the amount of kind of effort and drive that you've put into this. The Father of Wands it's the fire energy, so it's very much kind of in line with you, Aries, with your natural nature, behaviours, and I see you being able to kind of, at one time this situation was fulfilling. So at one time, if it was a relationship, for example, you were very, you were all in, you were very committed. Or if it was a job, for example, the same kind of energies. And I see you I'm hearing like being respected, being seen and feeling fulfilled, and kind of putting your everything into this Aries as well, which is obviously maybe why now that you're feeling kind of a lot of disappointment really about how things maybe have turned out, and that after all this effort and energy that things didn't unfold really as you'd hoped and as you'd imagined. Now, we've got the Son of Pentacles come through here as well, this is in the placement of what's in the unconscious, so kind of what you don't see happening. And the Son of Pentacles is a very slow moving energy. So what I'm hearing and seeing with this is that change is actually happening, but it's slow moving. So this kind of flies in the face of this Father of Wands energy that wants things to happen quickly, wants to see results fast. That's very in line with you, Aries, as well, of kind of that impatience, which is fantastic for getting projects off the ground or to get things started. You're like the fire starter, I always like to call you. And the Son of Pentacles is a steady energy, it's slow moving, it's very cautious as well. So this could be the other people in the situation. So if that is a work situation and they're kind of operating a very different way to you, and maybe it's left you feeling like, are they on board? And I actually feel like they are on board, and they kind of do want this to happen as well. They do want this to be a success, if it's a relationship, for example, but their energy is very slow moving and is different, very much different to yours. So if that changes things for you, perhaps, that to know that change is happening under the surface, when maybe for you at the minute things have felt very stagnant, and maybe you've asked the question if is this even going anywhere, for example, is there any movement at all? I'm also seeing with this kind of energy that the other person or people in the situation questioning their kind of worth, maybe, if they feel up to the challenge of what you've kind of presented to them here, Aries. If they're good enough is what I'm hearing. There's sort of a bit of sadness and disappointment within them of maybe not being able to level up. And maybe they haven't been able to, you know, that brings the question back to you, Aries, of if what this person, how they've behaved and how they've operated, maybe it just isn't, they aren't able to level up for you. But I feel that that's where they're at as well, that they're kind of aware of that and questioning their self-worth. Now, interestingly, so in the near future position, we've got the Ten of Cups, which is a completely different energy than the Eight of Cups. This is about emotional fulfillment. This is about success. This is about reaching a really big milestone, really, of fulfillment. So something is going to change. Something feels imminently changing. So if it's you needing to walk away from that and taking a step, maybe you've already been presented with an opportunity that offers more, and this is Spirit kind of confirming that that's okay for you to, and the right decision for you to move into that. Or if it's kind of being aware that maybe this change is coming anyway. I feel like emotional fulfillment is coming through for you, Aries, through one way or the other. I'm going to ask some clarifying cards as well of kind of how do we get from the Eight of Cups to this Ten of Cups. What does that look like? So we've got the Four of Wands. So this is a card of celebration as well. So maybe it's going to come in the form, Aries, of some news that you've been waiting for. Maybe you've been waiting for this kind of green flag, like say if it could be a new job offer, for example. Or it could be a deeper level of commitment from someone, because the Four of Wands is a card of commitment, stability. It can often be the card of marriage actually as well. So in the sense of that in a relationship, it's like a higher level of commitment. So maybe that it's someone through this kind of doubt and sadness, maybe they realise that they've messed up. So they are able to then make that move and step up. But it's some kind of offer is what I'm hearing that will come through, that seems to completely shift the energy for you, Aries, and just do a kind of 180. And it's some kind of commitment. So if it's a new contract, if it's, you know, within a relationship, like a leveling up of sorts. But it's an important milestone towards this, you know, towards you moving essentially to this emotional fulfillment. So that's fantastic to see that after a period of dissatisfaction, things look to be changing for you in the near future, Aries, as well. So this is coming through in the near future. Now we've got the Four of Cups in the likely outcome position as well. And the Four of Cups can be, it can often be a card of that kind of emotional dissatisfaction, which we've seen for you previously here as well. And it can be questions of self-worth and feeling, rejecting something or feeling rejected. So I'm just going to see how this ties in to the other cards that we've got here. We've got the Daughter of Pentacles, which interestingly, you know, echoes this Son of Pentacles energy here. And I feel like it's the message that I'm getting, Aries, very strongly come through, is that there's an element of patience for you, about needing to be more patient, because the Daughter of Pentacles is, again, is positive movement, is stability, it is progress, but it is slow moving. And maybe that's a pattern for you, Aries, that when things feel like that maybe it's not it appears not to be happening, or it appears not to be materializing the situation in the way that you want to. And this brings up a lot of doubts, this brings up a lot of fear and feelings of frustration, dissatisfaction. But actually what you're kind of missing or not seeing is that change is happening, but it's just at a slower speed, a slower rate than what you would hope for, because Aries is impatient by nature, does rush in, does get fired up, and then kind of gets bored of a situation and can hop around quite a lot. And I feel like Spirit's message is that this kind of 10 of Cups, this emotional fulfillment, this wonderful 4 of Wands kind of leveling up, and again this beautiful Daughter of Pentacles, we see this sort of rainbow of success and happiness that it holds, but kind of intermitted with this kind of feelings of frustration, emotional dissatisfaction. And I feel like it's you having been able to kind of pace yourself, Aries. Take your, when things go quiet and if things slow down, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. It doesn't mean that you know, a relationship has grown stagnant. It just means that maybe it's the other person kind of needs a bit more time and needs a bit more space, or for a job as well. It's just about kind of sticking in there and staying grounded, Aries, and trusting the process as well. So there's a bit of a lack of trust as well here from you. But if you can just kind of take a breath and be okay with the down times, as well as the kind of up times, the exciting times, but not kind of freak out and worry when things get quieter, and have that downtime. It doesn't mean that things aren't still moving, that things aren't still progressing, and there's no need to kind of spiral into that emotional dissatisfaction and fearful thoughts really, and kind of impatience. So I hope this reading resonated for you, Aries. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to get more notified for more readings in the future, please subscribe for all future readings. And it's always great to get feedback as well if you want to leave that in the comment section down below. But wishing you all the best. Love and light.